Okay, so a slightly muddled week for those who are creatures of habit. Wednesday racing at the Vault, Thursday racing in KZN. We are at Hollywood Bets Greyville on the potty for a 7-race program, so that will tell you one thing. It is going to be a simultaneous start to both the PA and the Bipod. 12:55 is the start to that aforementioned race number 1. Now, as far as race number 1 is concerned, it is looking at the favoritism in race number 1. That's with number 5, My Boy Lollipop, odds on 7 to 10, 4 to 1. Number 6, A Gorgeous Dude. It is 5s and better bar those. Of course, we'll be talking to Daryl and Mr. Darren Burrows, and you can get in touch with them anytime you so feel via our X handle or the WhatsApp numbers, and you may just get a little feedback as to their way of thinking. Talking about Mr. Marie, he's here in studio, and let's hear what he's actually decided is going to be the right one. Is it going to be the Bipod or the PA, or both?
Yeah, they can only get in touch with us when we've tipped winners.
Or they only do get in touch.
Opening leg of the PA and the Bipod. Take note, I have included the scratching on purpose to double up with My Boy Lollipop. We recorded a fantastic debut. Only found one too good for him, but he pulled well clear of the third place runner on that occasion. I had a look at his dams race record. She won 2 races, 1160 and 1400. A lot of scope for improvements, and it was nice to see Sid Moodley's colours in the winner's enclosure recently, because
On Sunday,
yeah, he did go through a little bit of a quiet period. So I think he's going to love the step up to 1400. Do have respect for the Western Cape. The horse that's only had 2 starts to date, both in the Western Cape. Mac Dazzler came to the track with a bit of a reputation, was a fair debut, disappointed in his second start. I think he's better than that. And anything that is making their debut, local debut, from the Western Cape, seems to be doing fairly well and being competitive. So 5, 7 and 10, once again, it's the safe route, hoping to double up with the inclusion of the 7.
All right, a very good morning to you, Mr. Burrows. It's racing on a Thursday. We are in KZN at Hollywood Bets Greyville Poly Racing. We have one scratching, and that is the 7 Buzz Bomb. I hope the week is progressing well for you. How do you see us negotiating both the PA and the Bipod, which will both start in race number 1? My Boy Lollipop has pointed out the Moodley's ownership. I must be very chuffed after that narrow win, but I think that horse is going places on Sunday.
Yes, definitely. This horse, My Boy Lollipop, I watched the replay of that run last night, and he was drawn hard up on the outside at Scottsville. He cruised into contention, and then he just found a horse, Issy Vivani, should I say, a better horse on the day, but he was only making his debut, and I thought that was a very impressive debut. With the scratching of Buzz Bomb, I think it looks a one-horse race, My Boy Lollipop. The only horse I can see challenging him is Mac Dazzler on reputation alone. They say he shows fantastic work. They've been very disappointed with both his starts to date. So he is drawn out deep. So I'm favouring My Boy Lollipop to open the meeting.
Right, so there it is. As Mr. Murray pointed out, he's going to throw in the scratching just to double up, because he is confident My Boy Lollipop will justify those short odds. And you heard Mr. Burrows echo the same sentiments. That is a Bipod. That is the first of 2 exotics getting underway in race number 1. The second coming up shortly is the Place Accumulator. Catch KZN Racing via live streaming. Maiden plate is over the 1400 meters, and there is a Place Accumulator selection once again from Mr. Marie, and that will be confirmed with identical numbers in that first leg, 5, 7 and 10, and that's an outlay of a 96 rand. All right, so we have a couple of scratchings come through in race 2. There are the 3 City Lights, and also scratched is number 6, and that is Pitsuchim. That is the recent scratchings in a race number 2. This is a maiden plate over the 1600 meters. And again, a reminder of our X handle as well as our WhatsApp number. Right, race number 2 is off at 1:30. Is most certainly the start of the pick 6. And the favoritism in race number 2 right now. Let us just have a look at that. There has been a odds on favorite priced up, and that's the 4 Copacabana. for Dennis Bosch and Rachel Fennicker. That was 13-20 overnight with the scratchings. Let us see if there has been a bit of an adjustment to that. It is showing the 6-10, 19-10. Number 8, Extraction. It's 7-1 and a better bar those. Daryl, how are we playing race number 2?
Once again, the safe route says. I put both of them in the bar pots and the PA. You know, Coco Cabana recorded a lovely debut. Only found one too good for her on that occasion. She did pull well clear of the balance of the field, and now she's been stepped up in trip, but she's trying the poly track for the first time. I think the winner on that occasion won a tape cozily.
Very cozily.
Yeah,
Marco and Picone.
Yeah, didn't move a muscle. I'm still on the fence with regards to the strength of that form line, but I had a look at her breeding, and her dam was well above average. She placed in a grade 3, ran fourth in a grade 2, won 3 races over 1400. So I'm of the opinion she is going to love the step up in trip. But I backed her up with the Mark Miller trained number 8, Extraction. Sorry, yeah. Probably in Extraction, probably in need of her comeback efforts. A little bit one-paced in the straight, but she's by a new predator out of a Cahal mare. I think she's going to love the step up in trip. So I'm playing safe over here.
We've certainly seen a courtesy of your input some months back as well, that the new predators seem to get better the further they go, Mr. Burrows.
Yes, a lot of them have been. Look at Purple Pitcher and horses like that.
And the horse that ran second, was it New Predator who ran second? What is it?
Pure Predator, yes.
Yeah, Pure Predator, yeah.
Yes. Now, this horse, Extraction, I thought there were still stamina doubts about this filly. You know, she debuted over 800, 900 was her best start. She shows pace and a bit one-paced, suggesting she either doesn't stay or she's getting out-sprinted. So it's a question mark for me. I'm in the camp of Copa Cabana. I like that debut. She was staying on all the way to the line, and she's got a big stride on her. I think they've stepped her up to the right trip. So I thought Copa Cabana and Extraction for second if she stays.
All right. So the 4 Copacabana, a combination of trainer Dennis Bosch, rider Rachel Fennicker, and owner Solly Barner, amongst others. That is a Copacabana pretty confident selection in that first leg of the Pick 6. Race number 2, and that is off at 1:30. On we get to race number 3, the first leg of the first jackpot race. Number 3 is a tabgold.co.za. Fillies and Mares 86. It's over the 1200 meters. And looking at the betting as we have it, it is the 6 Convocation at 2-1. Number 2, Red Roses 2 is at 4-1. 9-2, the 3 Certainty. Number 5, Bon Bouche is into 5-1 from 11-2. 6s and better bar those. Now, Mr. Maria, I was just saying to you off air before we started on race 3. 2-year-olds of last season, the fillies still have a lot of questions to answer. Okay, we saw Miss Geriatrics give a bit of cheek to none other the other day, but some of them, like the likes of Hot Pearl, if you recall, as a 2-year-old, was running second to a Winter Cloud once upon a time.
Cecil, I actually hope she features over here because I went field in the bar pot, so
Yes,
I wouldn't be happy
yes.
to see her fight out the finish. I think there's going to be a lot of pace in this race. Excuse me, Cecil. Yeah, Bon Bouche, Hot Pearl could set up the race nicely for Red Roses too. In a penultimate start, that was a very smooth victory. I think Darren Burrows is still living off the interest he earned when he caught that multiple right. Yeah, course and distance is ideal. She's unbeaten. She probably just slots him behind Hot Pool and fights out the finish. But a horse like There She Goes, I know she's getting on with it. But this is a type of field that could certainly assist her in featuring in that it's a small field. She likes to be given a chance. She won't be too far off them turning for home, and she's got a nice turn of foot on her day. So I went 2 and 7 as my shortlist for the PA, but like I touched on for the bar pot, I did make it a wide open event.
Mr. Burrows, number 7, There She Goes, fastest 400 to finish and a blistering 21.80 seconds. But your punting exploits and your coups are becoming stuff of legends now.
Yeah, thank goodness. They got me out of trouble. The last couple of months have been great. Red Roses 2 is going to have the run of the race. She's drawn well. She can just follow horses like Hot Pill, Convocation, Bon Bush. I think she's going to have every opportunity. She's unbeaten 2 out of 2 over course and distance. So everything's in her favor to run a cracker. You've got Convocation that's won 2 in a row. She's having a peak run, 4 kilos off her back. See how she goes on the poly. And then There She Goes will be running on strongly as well as certainly.
All right, so you've gone 2, 3, 6, and 7. Those are the numbers, and then we have a banker in the last leg. That is race number 7, and that would be number 4, straight up. That is racing at Grayville on the body, continuing with race number 3. Okay, I've just got to get my brain around the fact that we're in a 7-racer program. I did, if you noticed, before the running of race 3, alluded to the last leg of Jackpot 1 being a race number 7. Of course, race 7 will be the conclusion of Jackpot 2. Talking about the second jackpot, before we get into the betting, you can get in touch with us. We are building up to another feature race day, not in the magnitude of Champions Day, and that'll be on the 27th of April at Turpentine Racecourse. More about that closer to the date, but you can get details on our X handle or WhatsApp. Now, let's get into race number 4. In a race number 4, what are we looking at here? We're looking at a track and ball gaming mare at 86. It's over the 1,200 meters. And Longsword, well, there is a form update. Just Saturday gone. Finished second, 0.05 lengths behind Albadea, and that was over a distance of 1160. They go over the 1,200, and of course that 1,200 is around the turn at Grayville, so that draw 2 will be of a great help. Richard Free, he was aboard when it won so emphatically last time out, and do you reckon he can do it on the poly?
Absolutely. I think Mr. Sari's rating with the thought of him acting extremely well on the surface. Not only is there form update, Cecil, there's a merit rating update. He actually got penalized for running second. He got penalized 2 kilograms. His new rating's an 83, which makes him well in this event because he's not carrying the additional weight because the weights were already published. So I like his chances. How strange is this game? I mean, Mr. Cantor was holding on to this horse for how many unplaced runs, and then it's changed ownership and it started acting and delivering what Mr. Terry always thought he was capable of. So obviously he's the pennies dropped for him now, and I respect his chances. Diani let me down last time out, but I actually don't think him finding himself in front suited him. I like him when he's ridden with a little bit of cover, and the fact that Griffin Park is in this race, I think he certainly will get cover and be doing his best work late. That penultimate start on the polytrack catches my eye. That day there was a gale force tailwind, and I thought it was a very, very commendable effort in that he managed to get up within just 3 lengths of Wise Act. So I'm giving him another chance. I went with numbers 2 and 9.
2 and 9. And wasn't it one of you, Daryl or Darren, who made mention of Accept Temptation finding its best form?
Yeah, we actually both liked his chances last time out.
Okay, Mr. Burrows, as we look to race 4, what solutions do you have for us? Is it Longsword? Is it Diana? Because Diana certainly looks to have it. Or Accept Temptation? Can that suddenly come back to the form we know?
Definitely Accept Temptation. Last time out, he went to the front and he faded tamely the final 200 meters. I mean, it's like he hit a brick wall, but he needed the run, so he could be back. Longsword, yeah, I was hoping that he won last time out behind Halberdier. He looked like he was always going to get up, but Halberdier just fought back. That was a good effort. If this run doesn't come too soon, he likes to get run off his feet slightly. So I'm hoping that the others, he's a couple of lengths off them and he can just run on strongly in the straight. It all depends on how he's going to handle the poly. So that's why I haven't tipped him as a confident selection this time around. Down by the Rivers got a chance. His comeback run in KZN was a fair effort behind Champompa Champisi, and he's got a rating drop from a 93 to a 79, or should I say 100 to a 79. Yamadori, a very nice 3-year-old. I've been impressed with his wins to date, but his last two starts have been very disappointing over the 14 and the 1,000. He's drawn out deep. He might just need one run. It is tricky. 1, 2, 3, 4. Even Ibuto, number 6, first time over the sprinting trip. When he went 1,400 meters, he loved it and won by 2.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 10, 11 all have chances.
All right, so that is Mr. Burrows' thoughts, and Mr. Murray is limited to 2 and 9, and then the field at the back end. And leg number 3, race 6, he has gone with the 4 as a banker. So that is the jackpot from Darryl. Okay, so there was intentions to raid with quite a decent string. That is about 4 runners on the afternoon from the Bronco stable. Please note, as we preview the show right now, they have all been scratched, the last 3 being scratched this morning. And that is on the program at Hollywood Bets Grable. That leaves us with the betting race, number 5, number 1. Parker Imali is at 16 to 10, 18 to 10, the 2 Purple Powerhouse. It is 5s and better. So Hollywood Silks, if the betting is anything to go by, should be prominent in the finish to race number 5. Any preference for those, either of those two, Mr. Murray?
I don't, Cecil. The reason being is they've actually bumped and met each other on a few occasions. I think 3 times to date, and it's topsy-turvy.
Yeah.
Never much separating the two of them. Purple Powerhouse, last time out, there was a bit of a tailwind, and it was 1,000 meters. I thought he did well to get within 2.5 lengths of Ndaka.
Yeah.
Ndaka was up on the pace on that occasion, and Purple Powerhouse was staying on in the latter stages. He's in good form. Richard and Pake Mali have struck up a nice relationship. He's another one in form, a neat draw. And then just one other, Stevie G. Now, there isn't much separating himself and Purple Powerhouse, but that was on the turf. But he is having his peak run, and Wendy's got her string in fine fettle. So, in order of preference, 2, 1, and 6. But I'm certainly not confident.
2, 1, and 6. Now, not confident, Mr. Murray, in the chances of the 2 and the 1 as 5-star bets. What about you, Mr. Burrows? I just mentioned that Fani Bronkhorst has scratched all his 4 runners for the raid to KZN on a Thursday. And in this instance, that would have been the 7 Dog Tie taking up its place in race number 5.
Yes, I included this horse in my pick 6 just to double up with one of the favorites. But I thought between numbers 1, 2, and 6 now. Now, Pocky Marley's in form. He won a good race last time out. The rating's gone up slightly, but he'll still be competitive. Purple Powerhouse is overdue. He's consistent. His rating's off a good rating. And they'll be both competitive in this type of company. But Stevie G interests me a lot. They tried to land a gamble on him last time out, and he was in front, and he just got collared late by Northern Warrior and another one. So he's got to be a serious runner with Liaba taking off 1.5. 1, 2, and 6 in no order.
1, 2, and 6, and there is a pick 3 suggestion. 1 and 2 for Darryl, by the 4, and 6, and that is the last chance to get involved in a pick 3 at Hollywood Bets Grable Thursday. All right, so we were talking about the Broncos runners being scratched, and Cerulean Dancer was meant to be the representative for the stable in race number 6. That is out, leaving us a field of 8. And at the top of the boards, a runner that was at very nice odds of 9 to 2, and of course wasn't allowed to be around too long. And that that is the 4 Ultra Quick, now at 18 to 10, 72 by the 1, Kumema Mori. The 7, Joshua Hot Snakes, is at 4 to 1. It is 5s and better. Right, in fact, 7s and better. 18 to 10, the 4 Ultra Quick. And that is the subject of the cover of our computer form for Thursday. Now that Ultra Quick found top form, he could go on to more success for his Jordan connections. He runs in a competitive heat in race 6, but with the confidence boosted, he looks worthy of another each way flutter. Well, each way 18 to 10 won't be the real way to go, Mr. Burrows. Another bullish bet. This time, no 9 to 2 for you, sir, but Rachel retains the right.
Don't worry, we got the 9 to 2. But yes, Ultra Quick, super impressive last time out. He was cruising in behind runners, angled out, and went on by, won by 3 lengths or 2.5 lengths, but could have won by 5. That was a good confidence boost. He settled well in running with the pacifiers. And even though he steps slightly up in class, he's still off a very winnable mark. So with a 1.5 off his back, I expect him to win.
Okay, so that's ultra quicker confidence selection. And for you, Mr. Marie, do you believe that the confidence is there? And that was what perhaps was lacking. Rachel retains the right, ultra quick.
I think the pacifiers did the trick, Cecil. You know, he always looked to have that race under control from the jump. He never looked like losing, and like Darren Sutton, he could have won much easier than the
2.2.
yeah than the margin he recorded. Yeah, I can't see him losing, to be quite honest. He just needs luck in running, be put in the perfect spot once again by Rachel, and I think he'll make it another comfortable victory.
Yeah, so just to confirm, race number 6 will be the conclusion of the first jackpot, which was tipped to us by Mr. Burrows, and he banked the 4 ultra quick in race number 6. There is a win selection, and that is Darren Burrows' number 4 ultra quick. Just to confirm, he is ultra confident that it will be back-to-back victories. Pacifiers, as suggested by Mr. Murray, could just have been the icing on the cake. That is race number 6, our penultimate and also last chance to get involved in a double. Curtain comes down on local racing on a Thursday, which, by the way, is at the start of the national yearling sales at the TBA complex. And I do believe that the attendance is looking to be a very healthy one. We've already heard of a lot of stables making their way to the course, and hopefully our crews will be out there at the sales complex to perhaps get some feedback, and we'll only be too happy to share that via our X handle or our WhatsApp number. Now, in race number 7, number 6, Why It's a Choice. That is your favorite 3 to 1, the 3. Banzai Pipeline, 7 to 2. 15 to 4 is the 5, and that is Continental Express. Number 7, Ricardo, 5 to 1. It is 8 and better, bar those quoted runners. Now, Mr. Fourie rides the 3 Banzai Pipeline. He has ridden it in the past for 3 times, for 2 wins and a second. Straight up, he is rivaled by Straight Up as far as value. Mr. De Harbour retains the ride. And where are we going here, Mr. Marie?
Yeah, I've certainly got a preference for Straight Up, especially at the price. I mean, he's got the beating of Banzai Pipeline, and he's 3 kilograms better off. He's at 8 to 1, and Banzai Pipeline's at 7 to 2. So I'm certainly leaning towards him as more value, number 4, Straight Up. But number 6, Why It's Choice. I know he's a 5-year-old, but he's very lightly raced. Last time out, he was a bit unfortunate. There was another horse that might have actually cost him the race. He did pick up a small penalty, 1 kilogram. I'm not too concerned about that, because I'm of the opinion that he's got a lot more to offer, and Tristan will know him better now that he's ridden him in a race itself. So 4 and 6 to fight it out. If you're looking past the 2 of them, maybe number 5, Continental Express, has improved with the blinkers, and he's also another one that's lightly raced. So 4, 5, and 6 on my top 3. Straight Up's my value.
All right. In fact, the stable should be in a pretty good heart. You guys all made Cape Eagle a big threat to the Western Cape Raider, Richard Fourie. It was having that pipe opener, but nonetheless, Cape Eagle, very fit horse, had been running virtually every second week and going over the extra, came through to win that non-black type feature on Sunday, Mr. Burrows.
Yes, and it lowered the colours of one-way traffic once again, you know. That has been disappointing for 2 or 3 seasons now. But Cape Eagle stayed well, and he'll even go further in the season. Why It's Choice is my first choice from the stable. Last time out, I thought unlucky not to get up. You know, another stride, he's a winner. And he's lightly raced 5-year-old. He's only had 6 starts. He enjoyed the poly. He's got everything in his favour, and I think there's more to come from him. Continental Express won in Cape Town last time out. What I have found with the Canamare runners and a lot of the other stables, their first run in KZN is usually a little bit below par, and they follow up with a cracking effort in their next start. So just follow how he goes. He might run well, and Banzai Pipeline of the rest.
Thank you so much. That is race number 7. And I think just to add to that, Teflon Man, I think is a case in point with that on Sunday. Right, wise choice. That'll be the selection courtesy of Mr. Burrows. That is a win selection. It's Andre Nell and Tristan Gordon teaming up. Of course, Tristan in a very, very great confidence and great form as we get into race number 7. That is our preview for our 7-race program coming through on the Thursday from Hollywood Bets at Greyville, where we race on the Poly.